Hey, hi ho, I'm Igroglaz and today I'll tell you about Bard's Idol. Very complex and interesting idol game, one of the best right now. So yeah, go and play. In this guide I'll tell you some basic stuff which would help you to start properly, and also maybe even advanced players they would know some new things about this game, because I'll tell you about my mistakes which I made through the progression, and it's quite possible to come to the hard situation if you wouldn't be careful. So let's start with the basics. You go through waves of monsters. At first wave you see one monster, at wave like 9 you would see 9 monsters, and you go next wave and next wave. You could hire heroes. Each hero has weapon, it's very important. So for example, even the same class, for example knight, he could have different weapons, and weapon matters a lot. It has basic dice, basic damage dice, and also each hero has different stats like strength, dexterity, wisdom. And in this game you want to focus at particular stat for each hero, because later on when you would discover gems, there will be some gems which give you bonus to one stat and deplete bonus from another. So in general you want to have you want to focus at one stat for each hero, and actually you want to focus at one hero, because in this game hit points that doesn't matter really. So the thing which is matters, it's your damage. So you want to tank with the damage, to push through levels with the damage. So for archers, main stat it's dexterity. For knights it's strength. For priests it's wisdom, and etc. So you want to get bonuses to certain stat. You could have some types of heroes which can receive several bonuses from different weapons. For example, this assassin, it's for him it's useful to get bonuses from different stats. But as you could see here, like C, D, E, it means that from strength he would receive most of the bonuses. Yeah, and you could see it with this plus 19. But so the thing is that it's bad to go with all three damaging stats. You should focus always at one. Except maybe some druid. So if you go with the druids, it's not the best class for new player, but later on it will become more useful. It would become kind of alright. But in general you want one stat. Another stats, like important stats, it's initiative, because it influence your character overall speed. So one character with very high initiative, he could attack several times per one turn. It's not about this beast class, it's just his ability. But yeah, in general initiative it's your second priority. So first priority it's your main stat. For example, if you play thief, it's dexterity. Second priority it's initiative. Then also interesting stats like uh, accuracy, which also might give you its third priority class stat, which could give you some bonuses to critical damage and other stuff. So it's good to have accuracy. And later goes all other, like cunning, which also give you bonus to gains, gold gains, and all others. So it's about stats. Now about classes. You always want to have team which have in front of it tanks, for example knights, especially undeads, because undeads they can be revived, and if undead revived, he could be revived like 5 times, which is very nice. Later on you would open Hieromancy and you would see such hands. So with this particular dark hand, it could be useful to revive your tanks also. So if you would have undead tanks with this dark hand, you would tolerate a lot of damage, a lot of waves, because as I said, in this game, hit points, they doesn't matter a lot. So you mainly progress with your DPS. So you want to have tanks with which could be resurrected with Dark Hand or with Undead Race. Undead Race Knights, they are very good. But if you do not have Undeads, you could get just regular Knights. It's very important to have right positioning of your heroes, and you can't easily control it. So when you hire certain heroes, they just added at the next free slot from left to right, from top to bottom. Later on, you would be able to turn heroes to flowers, and this way you would be able to move your heroes around. But it's kind of art. It's not easy to do it. And this run which I show you, it's just tutorial. Just later on we would make some good runs. I just show you some basics. So when you fight and go through waves, you feel experience bar, which basically you write lines of the poem, and you could choose different stuff here. So example, this one, undead race get plus 2 resurrections and 5 seconds of invulnerability. So with this line you would have very nice tanks. So yeah, you just look what's better for your team right now and choose different stuff. So as I said, super important, it's weapon scaling. Each of the 3 main stats, strength, dexterity, wisdom, it's scaling stats. So it means that when you could increase it to your hero, yeah, with the jellies. Let me show it to you. So you could eventually, when you level up your health, you could get jellies which would produce you different stats. Some would produce initiative, some strength, dexterity, etc. So the thing is that you want to focus at once one of the main stats. For example, only dexterity, only strength, or only wisdom. No, wisdom not really useful when you start. Second priority is initiative, as I said, and third it's cunning and etc. The thing is that when they produce you the stat points, you could increase it for heroes, but also you could increase scaling for each hero with the gems. So let me take some gems and show it to you. For example, this one. Yeah, here we have some gems. So we should decide which is the best hero which we have right now. You could sort heroes by damage, yeah, or by hit points or by class. And for example, as this is just purely tutorial run, I do not make really good decisions because I need to talk. So what you do, you want to increase this guy, for example, his main stat strength, obviously, because he has biggest scaling for it. So we want to give him, to increase it. You see, it's become from C to B. If I'll give you one more strength, he would become A, and then he would become S, and then S1, S3, and etc. So, and also you could increase with this jellies, you could increase stats for your heroes, which are kind of give you bonuses. But most important, it's increasing scaling with these gems. Also, Onyx gems, they're very important because they just add you to your dice, weapon dice. You see it's now 31, so with some gems it could be increased. And there is very important ballad line, which yeah, this one, which give you bonus to base damage. Another important thing, take a look. We do not have initiative here for this character. So the way to add it is to turn your hero, one of your heroes, to the priest precisely. So if we would use our ambrosia, you could turn different heroes to different flowers. And priests could be turned to tulips, which give initiative. In addition, as I said, initiative is super important stat. So if we do not have it here, we can't increase it with our jelly dwarfs. Yeah, right now you could see that I can increase with my jellies certain stats. So when I increase it, it's it's just increasing stat which is affected by scaling, which is important. So this right now this hero doesn't have initiative, so the only way to give it it's tulip from priest, flower priest, or this talent +1 initiative to all heroes. So you want to get such talents to increase stats which certain hero doesn't have. So then you would be able to, you see, increase it with your dwarf. So it's kind of important tip. You could do not bother even about giving constitution, but yeah, if you want, you sort by health, and you could give some of your knights some constitution. When you just start to play, it's affect a bit the game, but later on you push through your dark hand, which resurrect your heroes. And yeah, 2 dark hands, it's very awesome setup. Right now I'm lucky to get it. By the way, if you are not lucky in something, for example, you have, let me find something what we could roll. Yeah, here, for example, you have 2 bad lines, so you could reroll them. You have 1 free reroll. I recommend do not use candy rerolls unless you are supporting developers and buy some from the game. But sometimes, for example, there is tarot cards, and tarot cards, they are very rare. So I mean, you do it, you need to make like 2 or 3 or 5 choices per run. So sometimes you would have very good setup. You would be liking everything except your tarot cards, and then you could reroll for like 1 candy or 2 candies. Sometimes it's what I'm doing. All other stuff I prefer not to reroll. And where to spend your candy, let me tell you. Buy hero choice +1. So it's the only thing which worth when you just start to play. It's buy hero choice +1 for 500 candies. Next thing which you want to do is to buy these keys, which would help you to it affects only a week, it works only for 1 week, but it gives you possibility to push through the wall. So for new players, you do not need it. But if you play for 1 month and you would have 1 week of active gameplay, you know about it, you would go for it. But in general, new player just want to go with hero choice. And it's kind of all this like gold gain, or even damage, it's not a big multiplier because you have like thousands bonuses from other stuff from the books, so it doesn't really matter much. But yeah, if you support developers, which is very good thing to do, you could go for it. And for example, buy tokens. It's another very good way to spend because it's give you different statuettes with awesome bonuses, so it's a good way to go. Also, yeah, I forgot to say that you could upgrade your jellies so they would produce faster. It's worth to do it if you make a long run. For example, you put the game on the night, because eventually you would want, when you're stuck somewhere, you want to end your ballot, to finish, to reset your progress of this current certain run, and receive feathers. So these feathers you spend on your opening new books. And the important thing, yes, do not randomly open all the books. It's the mistake which I made. So because of it, I can't have right now the most important book. It's Book of Navais or something like this. It's called it here, somewhere here in religion. And without it, it's very hard to progress for me. So I made very grave mistake. I would need to make at 50 zone, or I went to 60, so I'm not sure that I will be able to go to 75, because at 75 there is a possibility to perform concert. Concert is full reset of your books, of your heroes, of everything. But if you would get to 75 level, you would be able to save certain of the books which you leveled up. So yeah, it's a bit later on in next guide I'll tell you this concept, but in general what you want to put your feathers only in books which is good. For example, legionary class, it's rubbish. Yeah. Some like shooting master, it's also rubbish. Dagger master, you could think, okay, it's all right. Dagger master, yes. Okay, dark master, it's very big rubbish. Do not take it. With dark priest, it's good, but I can't get it yet. So the thing is that you wouldn't have knowledge. Knowledge is this hat. Each time when you open certain book or certain pages of the book, you receive knowledge, and you need 10 knowledge to open new book. And as I spent a lot of stuff on rubbish skills, I missed some important ones. It's not a problem. In this game you can't lose. You could always like just make concert and you would go through the same stuff again. You could fix your mistakes, but in general it's better to avoid it. So I recommend you to go through religion. Here the religion would be important book. Yeah, without much spoilers I'll tell you about it. It's important book. In general, yeah, about classes, let's talk about classes. How, because a lot of players they stuck at 40 level zone. How to pass 40 level zone? It's actually very easy. You need beast class and lumberjack class. Lumberjacks, they give you bonus from their axes. Do I have any lumberjack? Yes. You see, all axes give +4 to base damage. So you could make like 20 lumberjack squad easily. It would be huge bonus. And also there is a line which makes it 10 base damage. So lumberjacks, you'd make a lot of lumberjacks and you would take one beast, but with an X. So you need to roll sometimes until you would get weapon X. Beast could have 5 attacks, 5 fast attacks, which makes your progress very fast and furious. So you focus at one hero, get a lot of lumberjacks and beast with the X, and you go through everything like through butter. In your team you want to have one thief and one priest. So right now you see thief open chest to get gold, and priest they receive blessing from trees and altars. Also awesome to have elf. You see it's elf, he receives blessing from the tree, and the best combination is just have priest which is elf also. It would get 2 blessings from trees and from altars. And some knights in front, but you could actually use lumberjacks because they also could go further with this thing. You see, this is also a very good thing. Knights and swords, it's the way how you could control your knights to be on top. So with this card, knights would always go closer, and also some other heroes. Thing is that, as I said, it's very fun to have beasts, but beasts, they also, if you do not have knights before him, he would be attacked and killed at high waves. So you might want to have some different combinations, especially if you have certain pets. For example, dog, it's one of the best pets for a new player, because dogs, they are very often seen. They give you bonus to strength and constitution, so your beast would be real beast. But if you have some other, for example, cat, which give you dexterity, you might want to go with assassin, for example. Considering master classes, there are special classes which are exclusive. And the best one, it's for almost every team, it's Master of Candle, because it gives you a lot of blessings, and there is different spices for the food. For example, chocolate, I wasn't lucky to get it, but yeah, another one which is good, it's gourmet. Gourmet, why gourmet is good? Because certain classes, for example, orcs and humans, they could have this gourmet. You get it from the book called Gedonism. So you could change philosophy and give your humans different bonuses. So, for example, gourmet, strength and cunning for humans, it's a very nice one. So with gourmet, you would have additional bonus when you eat food, and you always want to eat this food. You get, it's very often to get line in your ballot about getting eating food automatically. So during your eating, you could have a lot of bonuses like falling cheese and etc. So you want to have it. If you do not have it, just reroll. You need a lot of rerolls when you play this game. But yeah, you could choose a casual gameplay style and play everything till the end. It's also worth it. So the thing is that you want to have chocolate to preserve your buffs, so they wouldn't end if you have chocolate. But also there are a lot of other stuff. For example, if you have advanced book, the good one, it's kiwi. Yeah, you see here kiwi, 2x blessing effect. Blackberry, it's a crit chance. But yeah, you want the damage. You want damage to go through waves as far as possible. Eventually, you would open a certain book which would give you possibility to spend your dwarfs automatically. So what I'm doing, I do not enable after dwarf mode because it's very stupid, but I enable after dwarf for favorite heroes, and I make certain hero a favorite, my main hero, and his stats automatically boosted with all the dwarfs which I have. So it's kind of a convenient way. There is important gear for after camp. So here you could choose when you want to after camp. So I, for example, turn on. So if you put X here, it would be that you turn on it. So I go to camp if I do not have any soup or my hero is defeated. This way you do not need to do it manually, and yeah, basically you want to play always with soups. The only exception if you play solo priest undead, for example, quite nice combination, and then you could go with wisdom build, but it's very rare, so most of the time you want to have this turn on. Considering transformation your heroes to different flowers, I recommend not do it here when you sort heroes by damage, because during different buffs heroes could jump from one point to another, and this way you could accidentally disassemble wrong hero. So better to sort by class and then disassemble. And look at what you have here, because when you turn certain hero to the flower, you move all heroes. So this way you could control your main hero position. You want to put your main hero as far from the start line to safe spot. So yeah, use your flowers to do it. Considering flowers, it's very easy to remember. The most useless flower is chamomile. Chamomile, you want roses for damage always, or maybe some tulips if you have priests. So in some runs you can't have, for example, if you play goblin run, you can't have roses, because goblins they always go as a tulip, so to always go as a chamomile. So chamomile, it's knights, orc, and goblins. Easy to remember. Chamomile, knights, orc, goblins, and priests go to tulips. So in Goblin Run, you could want to have all the priests turned to flowers because you want tulips. But in general, all other races you want to turn into the just roses to have DPS. A lot of DPS for your hero, for your main hero. And you put it like this, pam, pam, pam. At certain spot, you could start feeling that you become slowing. And for example, you need to push to certain area. For example, there are some achievements, so the further you go through zones, you get important things. So, for example, for me, I reach zone 60. Right now I need 66 because with 66 I'll be able to get more knowledge. So yeah, this way I think I can do it without concert even to get to 75, because with this 66 I'll be able to buy more stuff here. So right now my goal to get Dark Priest, and with Dark Priest, which give you nice boost with Dark Marks, I think I'll be able to go till 75. So the thing is that sometimes you want to push and it's very slow and hard. So what you want to do, you want to go to camp, and in the camp you want to go to the low level map, like minus 15 levels from where you right now. Minus 50, minus 20, minus 10. And there, when you would fight there manually, you would be able to fill your ballot very fast. So when you stuck at high level place, your ballot feeling very slow because you slowly killing monsters. But at these low levels, which is not the lowest like first level, but level, for example, for if you are at 60, it's worth going to 40. Yeah, and if you start from 40 again, you get plenty of ballot, get additional buffs, get a lot of gold, by the way, from chests and from rabbits. So yeah, this way you could push hard. For example, I stuck last time I played, I stuck at level 50, and by doing several runs back and forth, I made push till 60. So 10 level push, it's quite possible with this tactic. Another thing, it's arena, which you could go when you reach level 25. The thing is that it resets everything and you do not get feathers for the run. So when you should go arena, when you have a rubbish run, for example, this one where I didn't really read anything because I talked a lot. So this is rubbish run and it's worth to go to arena. Here I need to go there more often, but I'm a bit lazy. So here you could get fame and spend it on different bonuses. So if you would go to arena, you wouldn't receive feathers, as I said. So very good goes, very good runs, you shouldn't go there, only when you have some rubbish stuff. Now, considering quests, it's the way to progress to the game. You need to level up everything, so each give you different bonuses. The most important one, is squad damage, Alcarat Cult, because this is the one where you push. So I made till zone 60 here. I think right now I can go even further if I'll be lucky, getting beasts and lumberjacks, so and candle guy. But in general, you want everything. But choice a lot depends on the bonus which you have from your pet. So right now I have not the best pet, Ocelot, which gives ranged attacks 10x damage and a lot of health and open terrain. Health, as I said, we do not need it at all. And ranged attacks, yeah, you could go with shooting monster and archers, but actually it's not really much damage comparing to beast. So when you have such day, it's better to just make some arena runs or farm some achievements, for example, joke, killing monsters, such stuff. So folks, thank you very much for watching. I'll make next time a guide, a video where we would make a good run. So we would together go through the game and I'll make some choices and we'll explain it. Why I'm hiring this or that hero. So it will be fun. Please subscribe to my channel because I make videos about best idle games and hope to see your comments below the video. Have a good day. Bye bye.